Tim Cook visiting China this week for the country's development forum as the iPhone maker struggles to boost sales and bring their new AI features to Chinese consumers. Our Steve Kovac joins us this morning with the latest from the trip and some of the stunning data going back a few years looking at China sales, Steve.
Yeah, it doesn't look too good, Carl. And look, this trip that Tim Cook is having in China, this is all ahead of the anticipated Apple Intelligence launch in that country. Also, late last night, Apple held a virtual session for Chinese developers where they walked them through Apple Intelligence tools so they can make their apps with it, but still no indication when Chinese users are going to get Apple Intelligence. We're expecting that in April or May, though. Trip comes at a pivotal time for Apple. China sales were down 11% in the December quarter that just passed, and the business has been struggling to grow there since Huawei started selling phones again in China a couple years ago. Let me put this in perspective for you guys. Apple did almost $24 billion in sales in China in that December quarter of 2022. 2 years later, it was $18.5 billion for that same period. Now, Apple also whiffed on its big AI upgrade to Siri. That was supposed to launch this spring. It's delayed at least until next year, and it's going to make Apple Intelligence a much tougher sell to Chinese customers because they're only going to get some minor features so far. There are a couple bright spots going on in China, though. It's not all bad news for Apple. There are these government subsidies for smartphones that could give Apple's business a boost this quarter. Cook hinted as much last earnings call that he expects the government stimulus to help move more iPhones this March quarter. Also, they found a local AI partner to launch Apple Intelligence. That would be Alibaba. In the meantime, Cook's saying all the right things he needs to say on this trip, really playing the diplomat over there. While in China, he praised DeepSeek's AI model and announced some investments in clean energy and rural education. All of this, though, with the backdrop of the looming trade war between U.S. and China. And as you guys have been saying all morning, it could be getting worse next week, David.
Yeah, Steve, thank you. Steve Kovac. Setting up a lot of topics for our next conversation. And our guest right now is D.A. Davidson's analyst, Gil Luria. This is a buy on Apple shares. $290 is the price target. Gil, you heard Steve, I'm sure. Let's start off with Apple Intelligence. I mean, where are we on this? Has it been a fatal misstep? Is it one that they can easily come back from? How do you sort of view it right now?
It's been rolling out slower than we anticipated, slower than they wanted. If we're to go back to Worldwide Developer Conference in June, we all got excited about the features coming out. We thought the upgrade cycle would happen for iPhone 16. As we rolled out these features, slower than anticipated, no new Siri, slower anticipated rollout geographically. It's not going to turn out to be an iPhone 16 upgrade cycle. However, some of the features they're rolling out are good. Email summary, notifications are a little more intelligent. The photo editing's a little better. So they're behind, but it's Apple. We're going to keep buying iPhones so they have a chance to correct course, get it right, and eventually there will be an iPhone upgrade cycle.
When?
Over the next couple of years. It's already starting to contribute in the geographies where they've rolled it out. It is already a contributor. As they roll out more features, as they get new Siri out, it'll spread through word of mouth and drive an upgrade cycle over the next couple of years. Not the super cycle that was priced in when the stock was $250, but an appropriate upgrade cycle given that iPhone was flat over the last couple of years.